what it briefly does, here we are back in this neck of the woods. Cummings Lodge. And last time we were here, we were looking at this little housing development, this little row of houses being built here in Cummings Lodge. And I understand it was being built by a private developer. They, I think, are connected with the properties that are along UG Road. But this is a condominium complex. Right, a new condominium complex. It's here at Atlantic Ville, which is the next neighborhood. And I want to see what has happened since the last time we were here. So like I said, the last time we were here, they built this paved divider, so they ripped out all of the grass from this divider. And they built a pavement, so they put paving stones all along. The highway, Rupert Craig Highway. But here is this new condominium complex. It seems a number of apartments built in two long buildings, and the last time we were here they had just finished framing it out and putting in the external fixtures, but it roughed out the building. But now, as you can see, it's closer to being completed. Most of the windows are even installed, and so here's Atlantic Ville. I think we took a look at this neighborhood before, but we want to see what happened since the last time we were here. So the windows are being put in. The internals apparently are not yet completed. Alright, so the externals apparently, they've made some progress with the externals. The external fixtures on the building. Somebody pointed out that those tiny windows at the top seem to be for bathroom, right? Those tiny windows. Because last time I was here, I think talking about these tiny windows, tiny openings, being possibly air conditioner units, window air conditioner units. But it turns out they are actually, like someone suggested in the comments, they are actually bathroom windows because of the high up, the location high up in the wall and the surrounding exterior. So I have to agree, those seem to be the bathrooms. And so if you were to count, it seems as if these are going to be, just by counting those bathroom windows, assuming one per apartment, they're going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, morning, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30 units up at the top, and assuming there are 30 units at the bottom, so there's going to be 60 apartment units, and there are two buildings, so I'm assuming they're going to be like 120, at least 120 apartments in these two buildings. So that's what's happening with housing Now I promised this month to take you indoors and show you how to tour Guyana, and the next stop is going to be Movie Town. I'm going to explain to you why going to Movie Town if you're in Guyana is a good idea as a tourist destination. But for now, we're just taking a good quick look at the progress with this new housing development here. So they've put in air conditioning units. It seems as if it's going to be one unit for each apartment, upstairs and downstairs in this case. They stack them in pairs. So I'm assuming these are units. And the building at the back at this end apparently is now being painted, so it's a further stage of completion. Alright, the same. And like I said, all the way through, if you go all the way, if you look at this road, this goes all the way through. See? You're the police now? You're the police? No, we're just doing a review of the buildings. So this is what's happening here, guys, at Atlantic Ville, and this is what has happened since the last time we were in this neck of the woods. Now I promised to tell you or to take you into some of the places to visit. And the first we're going to start with, like I said, is oh, look behind this now. There's now the completed set of buildings in the background. So this is basically a continuation of what already exists. There's about 120 apartment units already existing, and they're adding another 120 units. So this is going to be apparently for expatriates. There's a growing demand for housing because of the great economic growth in Guyana, the GDP growing at about 50% per annum, leading to growth in the population from people who are migrating to Guyana, especially from South America, but also from North America and elsewhere. People coming here to work in the oil and gas industry and so on. So basically, this building is going to provide housing for a lot of expatriates, and that's why the number is 120 units. Come in handy. But Guyana is, of course, part of the global climate environment, and for the last week or so it's been excessively hot, even though we live at the equator and are accustomed to the heat. We usually can count on trade winds coming in off the Atlantic Ocean to keep us cool, and we've been having a lot of rain even in the dry season, in the dry spell, which kind of moderates things. But the heat could be unrelenting and eventually leads to, you know, sickness, illnesses. So one of the reasons why you want to tour indoors, in other words, you want to explore some destinations indoors when you come to Guyana, is so that you can escape the heat. And that is why I'm going to give you a review of the movie town, some of the malls and some of the hotels here in Guyana, because if you're coming to Guyana, you want to know, for example, in the middle of a day you want to go somewhere, or on a rain day, what can you do indoors, right? Because if you come here in the rainy season and it's raining cats and dogs, they will cancel flights to Kaishore, right? They will cancel all the flights to Kaishore because of the weather. So you need some backup plans. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going to do a series of videos on things to do, places to visit indoors in Guyana, starting with Movie Town. But this is what's happening here, guys. This is what's happening at Atlantic Ville with these new apartments. That's Tuesday morning traffic on Rupert Craig Highway. And beyond that is the Atlantic Ocean, Caribbean Sea. Alright, that's Tuesday morning traffic here. River Craig Highway, heading into Georgetown. And those are the units we just looked at. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. In the comments below, tell me what you think about the growth of housing in Guyana. And in future, I'll show you what's happening in places like Movie Town and what you can do indoors if you're a tourist in Guyana. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana. Later!